path forwards. Planning out a way to get to Southern, they turned into mist and flew across the kingdom, passing over mountains and cities, seeing new details and going further out of the kingdom and away from where this all started than they ever have before. Made their way to Iron Hoof, a city by the coast protected by mountains on the backside. There, they chartered a ship and set sail. Some strange things happened aboard the ship as they all made their way across the seas. Strange islands that acted as ships, fierce storms, and strange messages. However, even through the weird circumstances, eventually the party made their way to Southern. They saw distant sand dunes on the edge of the horizon, but continuing forward, they began to see new things, forests and hills, and eventually mountains. And it is there they were brought aboard this ship towards the city of Stone's Hold. As the ship approached, what you saw was on the large spine of mountains as they rose across the skyline, cutting off your view further inland. They seemed to partially space out as a section of mountains had been cut off and carved, creating a miniature plateau that had many large religious-looking buildings built upon. Additionally, you saw that the mountain range continued slightly past where they had carved it out and had a single space of two mountains that between them contained a massive dark stone castle. Its watchtowers built on each side of it towards the mountains that it sat between. These two large watchtowers spread all the way up into the sky, meeting the exact peak of both mountain tops. A massive staircase seems to just delve down from the front of the castle and extends into the large circular city before you. You see large seawalls in a massive port district of this city. This is a city that is, in all intents and purposes, bigger than most that you've seen. Even Farsley's almost pales in comparison. This is a huge metropolitan hub. And the ship slowly begins to sail in to the port. And once its sails are rolled and its anchor is dropped and it is tied to the docks, the slinger has brought your party to a new land. And that is where we are going to begin tonight's session. So, Zindis begins walking down from the helm. The strange-looking, bright, blue-skinned individual that seems to have features somewhat aquatic-like. He kind of walks down to you all as you've been watching the ship roll in. Well, you all are here then. It's been a pleasure having you upon the slinger. If you need a ride back, we might head to Midgard, and we'll probably be back within maybe 4 days, 5 days time from Midgard.
Thank you, but getting back should be the easy part.
Fair enough. It's been a pleasant voyage with all of you. Good luck. And you see he goes and greets his large crew And it is still strange. You've all been on your ship before with your captain and your crew. This is a much bigger crew and a much bigger ship, and you all pretty powerful individuals, but this kind of makes you think about your position currently in the world. Still, there's a lot more out there. So, what are you all doing?
Um, what time of day is it again?
Heading into port, it's probably midday, honestly. Maybe 12:01,
Okay.
around there.
All right. I suppose we just do we want to go in the Stone's Hold and spend the night before we go to Tyvos?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we're making our way to Stone's Hold.
Okay. So, walking off the ship, you begin making your way to a large stone wall, standing maybe 30 feet high, very imposing upon this um, area of docks. You see a massive gate, about 20 feet tall, with a large portcullis, partially draped down, and you see dozens of what looks to be an interesting, slightly familiar sort of guard. You see a lot of these guards, instead of wearing like typical, you steel plate mail, it looks as if they are made of stone themselves. There are almost terracotta-like plates up their bodies. Many of them seem to have almost terracotta helmets that block their face for the most part, just having slits for eyes. It's very Corinthian style. You see one of these stone-covered soldiers kind of steps forward as your party makes way through. You see many carts and carriages are going by, and you see all these different, dozens and dozens of guards are taking notes and getting information from each of these individuals. This one walks up to you. Herr, what's your business in the city of Stoneshold?
Just seeking an inn.
And then, what ship are you from?
That ship was called.
God, what was it called?
It's the Slinger.
The Slinger.
Right. Yeah. The
Slinger.
Slinger.
Any items to declare?
Nothing in particular.
No trade goods, nothing?
No.
Kind of takes a look
Tag-alongs.
over all of you guys.
We're
Don't
making
sell-
our way to the mountains later.
The Ordning Mountains.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time in Stone's Hold. Stay out of trouble. And he kind of steps back. And as you all begin filing past, and you do note, for those with a little bit more observation skills, he writes your descriptions down, your numbers, and what ship you're from. Clearly, the city keeps an eye as much as it can on the people who come in and out. But walking through the large gate, you are greeted with a magnificent sight. Rows and rows of stone buildings, houses, inns, bars, just shops of all types, as you just see a solid, clear roadway stretching before you. You are on the main road of Stone's Hold, and near the very end of it, you see a massive set of stairs guarded by a decent set of walls, and it just rises up into the distance towards this castle, flanked by two mountains, just almost nestled in between. And you can very clearly see that the city is fairly circular. The walls seem to stretch out and wrap around the edges of the city in a circular form, and they are almost cut by the mountains. And that's where on the right side you see that large plateau. And again, with clearer vision now, you can see large sets of stairs seem to climb their way and carved their way into the side of this plateau, leading to where they've basically cut apart a mountain. It's a strange sight to see. And you just see like a very flat area with these tall, temple-like buildings. But there's a huge metropolis in front of you. Is there anything you all want to find?
Okay.
Well, we need an inn first.
Yes. First and foremost,
We need a place to stay.
we need a place we can convene.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd ask around.
Okay.
Yeah. I would also look
Make
for an
make a investigation check to try and find an inn.
Okay.
inn. Oof. We're lost.
12. This is a massive city. You're still able to find a couple of them. They're not the most well-off establishments. They seem to be the most popular, but they're not fancy by any means. You find two. There's one called the Clay Platters, which I can post in the chat.
Stones Hold.
And the other one is the Dragon Wings Pub.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty. Notes. The clay
Their
Platter.
respective
Dragon Wings Pub. All right. Did we which one? I'm leaning into Dragon Winks. I just like the way that name sounds. Personally.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right.
Okay.
The Dragon Slayers are going to the Dragon Winks.
Okay.
They might not be too happy about that.
Yeah, they may not be.
Got how many dragons? 2?
Just two. Yeah.
One moment, please. Okay. Heading further into this city, you begin to spot that there is some semblance of wood worked into this city's design of abodes, but for the most part, you can almost kind of see why the city is named as it is, as every single building you see is primarily stone. The stone bricks are almost all the same color, and it gives the city a strange, almost maze-like design. As walking through, every house is only different from the previous one due to small designs in how it was made originally, and it's just a very interesting visage of just seeing the almost same buildings over and over and over again. Um, but you begin to slowly start learning the layout of the city, and there seems to be the main road that seems to stretch further and further into the city. Um, it does have many side alleyways, or other major thoroughfares that kind of cut across this main road that you walk upon. But upon asking where the Dragon Winks pub is, you begin walking closer and closer and closer towards the center of the city. The two towering mountains begin to take up most of your field of vision, and eventually you find your place. Built almost directly on the main road, you see what seems to be a small section of hill that seems to be a rocky hill that once dominated the landscape has largely been moved. The stone has been quarried out and used for many homes and businesses. However, there does seem to be a bit left. And built into the side of this solid
Hello?
chunk. Hi.
Hi, I am so sorry. I do not know what happened, but I lost my internet for a second.
Oh. You're okay. Not much has
Okay.
happened.
Cool. Sorry.
Yeah. So you've found the place, and you see a solid, basically plot of land that no one has quarried out. It is still this rocky hillside that has. It seems like the only different building in this entire place. But you see, built into the rocky hillside, stone foundations and a large stone awning held up by these, intricately carved pillars. And you see a single wooden sign is dangling from the very edge of the awning. And you see carved almost into the sides of the pillars is smiling, winking dragons flanking the doorway to the place. And you see the Dragon Winks pub.
All right. Fitting. Okay. Guess we head inside.
Okay. Heading inside the large, stone door seems to effortlessly slide into the interior, and you begin to hear the most raucous establishment you've ever seen in your lives. You see currently 3 dwarves are hanging from a chandelier that goes from one side of the second floor to the next. You see gnomes are dancing on tables. And you see magical floating instruments are currently playing where there should probably be a band, but it seems like these floating instruments are the band.
Nice.
And it just seems like a very raucous place. Immediately, the bar is currently on your left side. It takes up almost the entire of that left wall. There are booths on the right that extend most of the way. However, they are almost split down the middle, as a staircase seems to go up to the second floor and then goes up to a third floor. This seems to be, a fairly sizable tavern. There probably are, I would estimate, maybe around 50 or so rooms within it. But it is raucous and very loud. And many drunken individuals are clambering around, finding their way, and doing what drunk people do best.
Well, this is
Lively.
very much so. I like it.
You would.
All right, let's get a room. Or rooms.
I don't think we're all fitting in one.
No. No, definitely not. Unless they got like a grand master suite.
That's like the size of a whole floor.
Basically.
That's how much space we take up.
So you get a living room and multiple rooms. Like, okay, yeah, we could do that.
It's like, this is a house for you.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you guys are the main characters of this
Yeah.
story. All right. Um, I guess we approach the bar then. I guess.
Okay. Approaching the bar, you see there seems to be probably 4 different bartenders. Most are tending to different customers. You do note, however, that you are already spotted. You see a impressively tall individual, vaguely humanoid, standing about 7 feet tall, is pretty much moving his way through the other bartenders as they're trying to take drinks and orders. His eyes have already locked onto all of yours as he looks you all up and down, and you see this individual. He seems to have long, flowing, almost like copper-like hair, color. It's like this very like almost deep reddish. You see their eyes seem to be swirling bits of like yellowish green, and you see a large smile of this humanoid. They're not easily detectable whether they are male or female. They seem to, be a little bit androgynous, but they give this heavy smile as you just hear, "Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Come here, come here. Let me take your order. What do you need?"
We need rooms
For all of you, then.
for all of us.
Preferably.
Would you like one room, or you would like separate?
I would guess separate.
Separate, durchentaya noch. He speaks some strange foreign language for a moment. Okay. Are you looking for not as fancy rooms? I can give you some of our better furbished ones, if you would be willing to part with the gold.
Why not?
Well, I guess we're going for fancy rooms.
And I wouldn't say fancy. Zochentai slightly better is the better term.
Fancy to some people.
You're not wrong. So, gold piece for each of the rooms. Can I get you a drink with that as well?
Yep, I'll definitely take one. And it sticks to the
I'm
list.
good.
Something strong then.
Definitely.
My kind of man.
Yeah, I'll take one of those too.
I'm paying for the rooms, by the way. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So cheap now.
For strong drinks, silver piece each. As he kind of takes out this hefty bottle, kind of pours you some of this strange, very like dark brown liquid, kind of just slaps it onto the counter for both of you. Take a sip of that. It'll knock you off your feet. My personal mixture.
I don't hesitate.
Okay. Do you just take a sip of it, or you down it?
I'll take a sip first just to see what it tastes like.
Okay.
And then I'll down it.
This is very strong. You don't know exactly what it is, but just with the sip, it's hefty.
Ooh.
You see as you make that noise, you see the smile curls across this individual's face, and you see the green, almost like yellowish eyes, just almost like sparkle for a moment. I knew you would like it.
Yeah. Definitely clears the nose. Then I throw it back.
Okay. With one shot of that, you're already tipsy.
Ooh, hoo, hoo. Damn. Ugh. So what do you call this?
Dragon's mixture.
All right, I feel the fire.
Specially made.
All right. I like it.
I can get you a bottle if you want.
I am definitely want one.
Okay, just one then?
I'll take 2.
2. Wonderful. Be 20 gold for that.
I hand over 20 gold.
Okay. You hand over 20 gold, and he gives you 2 large gallon jugs. Slams them on the table. On the counter.
It's always good to have a supply.
If you, if you use it well, it'll last you a couple months, probably.
Even better.
Yeah. Typically, I go through one of those a day. And he takes his own large gallon, just uncorks it, and just downs the whole thing. You see,
Well,
they wipe their face of all the excess that just almost like sort of trickle down their neck, and just give you a big, just almost like chaotic smile as they're enjoying what they're doing. They cork the rest of it, set it down.
Gamesh probably pauses as he looks at him like, well, damn. That was impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you don't want to have a drinking contest with me, that's for sure.
Normally, I take that as a challenge, but I'll admit when I'm beat. All right.
Well, you see, goes underneath the counter, grabs out a couple keys, slides them across. For you all, your room's gonna be on the 3rd floor, a little bit further away from all the sound and raucous nature of this place.
Got it. I'll collect them and hand everybody their keys.
If you need anything else, just call my name. I'll hear you. The name is Ari.
Ari. Damn it! It's always a goddamn fantasy spellings. I was close. I was so close. I just didn't have the H.
Yeah, it's the
Just
fantasy.
pretend you're spelling a French word.
Yeah, just add the
Throw
unnecessary.
in a bunch of silent letters.
Silent
you're not
letters,
gonna need.
if you think, it's not 2 words. If it sounds like it's 2 words, just add like a unknown like apostrophe, and you're fine.
Yeah. If it has multiple syllables, assume every syllable is separated with an apostrophe.
Right.
Yep.
Man, being an elf and having to learn how to spell your name when you're young must suck.
See, that's where you're wrong. Elves are just naturally better.
Yeah, that's where the
That's what they
superiority comes
want
from.
you to think.
It's elf propaganda.
Sounds like something an elf would say.
Oh no, you found out my secret.
No need to hide the pointy ears anymore.
Seer has
I
been
heard
an elf
pony
this entire
ears.
time.
That's all. Just,
Yeah, that's why I know Elvish.
That's why she knows Elvish. That's her primary language,
Just cast alter self all the time.
and constantly.
Yeah. I had my ears surgically changed.
I had to.
You paid for a true polymorph, and the
Paid
only
for it.
thing you changed was your ears.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Just the
True
ears.
polymorph is basically just like plastic surgery in the
Yeah.
D&D world.
I mean,
but,
pretty
like,
much.
better.
Listen, have you guys ever seen Seer's ears?
Have we ever seen Seer's ears and an elf in the same room at the same time?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely not.
So,
Um,
as you are handed the keys, you see the bartender Ari kind of looks over all of you. So, you're not from this place, I assume? Just judging by the looks of all of you.
No.
What?
Further north.
Farther north.
Much further north, actually.
I'm hoping you're not from the elven place up there.
The what place?
Gwynolyn.
Oh.
No.
Oh, no. No.
No.
Much further north.
Yeah. No. Like.
Different continent then.
Different continent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one?
the one that the Grimolian Empire is called. Let me see. Hold on. Don't tell me. I'm looking on the map. I can find it.
Decaball.
I've been there a couple times. Yeah. Have you ever where did you say you were from?
Well, I guess the main area would be the Grimolian Empire. That would
Ah, no shit.
be the... Yep.
Interesting. Originally, I was from there as well. I trained up at the Citadel.
Oh.
Wait, and the Citadel was the. Hold on. Let me check my notes. I'm pretty sure I wrote something down about the Citadel. Or I didn't. Or I absolutely didn't.
The Citadel, is the Paladins.
Right, yeah, I just. Well, I feel like I wrote it down, but I don't think I did.
Wait, so you're a paladin?
Yes, technically I am. Or was. I'm not part of the Order too much anymore. I don't know. It's not my calling.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, at least you know what your calling is.
I do. You hear what sounds like dozens of glasses breaking, and you turn around and you see a bar fight has just begun. Well, you should probably get to your rooms. I have to deal with this. You hear him speak in that other tongue again. And in almost a robotic voice, you hear powering up, and you see a strange creature made of copper-like metal kind of steps out of the solid stone of the wall, and you see a mist seems to emanate from their face region, and you see immediately these group of rowdy peoples immediately just start, stop fighting. They all turn to the creature, this strange machine, if you would, and you hear it say to them, "Please sit and be calm. You are being arrested." And you see the creature walks up as they all sit down and just begins tying them up.
Absolutely amazing.
It's been good meeting all of you. Let me know if you need anything. And you see he walks over. Well, sorry, not he. You see the individual walks over, and begins to help this strange construct secure a couple of these individuals. So, your rooms are available.
Yeah, I'll go up and drop my stuff off.
Yeah.
Dragon mixture bottles of dragon mixture. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so after that, I go in and drop stuff off. Let me see. What items do we have?
By the
think I
way,
have it.
do any of you speak Draconic?
I think Mabehi does.
I think she might be the only one.
Probably.
Oh,
Okay.
no, mind. I have healing potions. Ooh, I already have healing potions. Nice. Cool. Um, speaks comprehend languages.
Yeah, I have comprehend languages. Does that count?
So, Senti, you are able to understand when he goes into the other phrase, he's speaking Draconic. And it's like simple things, like he's just translating for himself. Um, like he says the same thing that he then, after he says it in Draconic, he says it in Common. However, the last one was him activating what he called his Peacekeeper. Specifically, Copper Peacekeeper.
That means that there's other versions of the gold and platinum variety. All right. Um, I guess. So what should we do now, guys? We can sit here at the tavern, see, or we can go sightseeing.
Remind me what our goal is here again.
Tyvos to go to the elemental plane of air,
Okay.
or to meet the
The Zimajad,
the Jod,
at
yeah,
least,
Rajad,
but
yeah, the Jod. But most likely that'll probably end up with us going
inside
to
the plane of air.
yeah, yeah, most likely.
Is the
And then I don't know if Fair Deer would like to go to the Ordning Mountains because it's giant related.
Yeah.
So basically we'll be doing a little exploring.
Okay.
yeah, passing time before our big party.
Exactly.
I want to see
We
how
don't sit
people dig rock.
still.
No downtime for all of you.
No, no.
Nah.
Why would we have downtime?
Only travel.
Only travel. That's the only downtime we get is traveling.
Yeah, God, we work ourselves to the death.
Oh man. We'll get some downtime soon, I'm sure.
No, we won't.
We'll get around to it.
We're going to the mountains and then to the air plane, the plane of air.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm
And
sure we'll have plenty of downtime in there. Or
that'll
uptime.
take at least a month.
I don't think it'll take a month. Or maybe. I don't know. But we'll figure it out.
So, you want
Only
to
Graham knows.
so you want to spend the day in Stone's Hold then?
Yeah. So do we want to go? Anyone want to try any shopping, sightseeing? Anything we want to try to do, guys? I mean, it's already midday, so we'll have about six
Yeah.
to eight.
Probably
6 to 8.
traveling around, getting to the tavern, setting your stuff down. It probably took maybe an hour and a half. So at this point, it's maybe like 2:30.
Okay, so we got about. I guess
You know
we go.
what we could do?
What?
We could take a bath.
Bathhouse.
Bath.
New continent bathhouse.
We've been on a ship for like over a week.
That is.
When the water
true.
drains, it drains in the opposite direction here.
Oh goodness.
You're not wrong.
Hell yeah.
Oh goodness. All right.
That's how
So,
geography works, baby.
Their east is our west.
oh goodness. All right then. Well, I guess then we are going to look for a bathhouse.
Okay. Make an investigation check to find a bathhouse.
Can I make it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can we help her?
We're all on the lookout for
Yeah,
Yes.
we're all searching.
We know the routine at this point.
New
Split up and look for
continent,
clues,
time to
yeah.
take a bath.
In the nude.
To be fair, we traveling. We don't ever bathe, so
Yeah.
and we probably smell bad all the time.
Oh yeah.
Most likely, yeah.
All right. Am I making this as a normal roll or with advantage?
Ye old deodorant.
With advantage, with your with your allies helping you out.
Ye old deodorant.
Not me to
30, a 32.
We're good at this.
You,
I'm eagle-eyed.
Seer, you sit down in the establishment and peer through the universe to find the bathhouses of this city. And there are a couple, but you find the best one. It's called
Goes into spectator mode.
it's called Sunrise.
Sunrise. Cool.
Okay.
With that knowledge of you peering through the universe, uncovering all the secrets, you know exactly where it is, and you begin to lead you and your companions over towards the large plateau area of the city, and built into the side of the plateau, you see a very nice looking structure. Seems to be 3 stories that extend out, maybe 200 feet each. They're about like 200 feet wide, and it's just like the first row seems to be an in-ground, kind of like sauna area, close to the earth. They get some geothermal activity to make it nice. Then the second layer is essentially where they do massages and other things, and the last area is just a relaxation spot and has a beautiful overlook that it looks over much of the city, and it's high enough up that you can see over the seawall and see the sun whenever it begins moving across the horizon. So, for a private sauna for all of you, it would probably be around, for this establishment, 10 gold each.
Okay. So, all right. So they have the sauna. You said they have.
They have a sauna. They have the whole second layer is dedicated to making you feel good. So they have
Okay.
massages. They have foot scrubs. They have they'll do pedicures and manicures, and it's generally just like that's where all the workers would be to help you
Right.
relax or change things. They also have, like, they will cut your hair for you,
Oh my
trim
God.
you up, give you warm towels for your neck and face.
And then the last thing is just like a little relaxation area.
Yeah, it actually houses a not like an not like a bar like you just went to, but like you can get a couple drinks, some mimosas. They'll bring you some small. It's like a restaurant. They'll bring you food at the top layer, and you can, um, watch the sun move about and overlook the city.
I'm
So
not
can
gonna
I
lie.
pick a good bathhouse or what?
Hey, you picked the best.
We in Beverly Hills now.
We
Basically.
bathe in luxury.
I'm gonna be absolutely honest. I think we should just do the whole thing. Just make it a day.
Hell yeah. We have our priorities.
You know what I'm saying? We pamper ourselves. We've done a lot. We've earned this.
We get stabbed a lot, all right?
You know what I'm
We
saying?
deserve to take a bath with some lavender scent in it.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so is everyone down for this? A spa day?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yo.
Okay, cool.
Instead of beach episode, it's spa
Spa
episode.
days.
These
Okay.
A
are
spa
our
day.
relaxation times.
Yeah, so I guess
Who
we're
needs-
doing the.
This is our downtime.
I guess we're doing the whole thing, Graham, from start to
Okay.
finish.
The total package is going to be 35 gold each.
Each.
Yeah. So that includes the private room where you can all, use the amenities of the hot pool. There is also a full size swimming pool, so you can use that as well. So you have a private sauna essentially for you all to use and enjoy. Then you have the second layer where they'll pamper you and do whatever you need. In the last layer, you can have a nice, fairly fancy dinner and watch as the sun begins to set in the far off horizon.
You know what? Since it was my idea,
I'll just give them 21 platinum. That should be enough for all 6 of us.
Yeah.
Bruh, no.
What?
Don't do this.
We can split the costs.
It's all cool. Look, I don't spend my
coin on anything else anyway, besides alcohol, and I have that, so I'm fine.
Gamesh is just the group sugar daddy.
Plot
So,
twist, Gamesh
wait,
is just
how much? How much did you spend again? You said what? 27.
No, 21 platinum because
21.
it's
Okay.
yeah, so it's 35 gold and
Each,
then
yeah.
35 gold. Oh no, I think that's too much. Oh, what am I doing?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
had
know
to.
why
I had to look at it. I mean, there are 6 of you, so you are correct.
Okay, yeah, okay,
Or
yeah,
wait.
yeah, because
Yeah.
that'd be 70, then 70,
Yeah.
73 times, which is 210. Yeah, so 21 platinum. So then what was that? 70. Okay, all right, there we go. Cool.
Okay. So you all find yourselves, and you pay the total package. So you can spend the first few hours resting and relaxing, or getting some exercise in the swimming area on the bottom floor. There's a large pool, and you have bought a personal room for you all to bathe in. They give you some soaps and perfumes and stuff to just make you smell good and feel good, and feel clean.
As soon as we get to the water, the hot water, oh, that's good on the bones. I might not want to leave. Man. We came pretty far.
Yeah, we did.
To think this all started with a seed.
Yeah, for us. Or for me, at least.
Thanks again for coming with me to Typhos. Because, knowing myself, I'd probably get myself killed coming here by myself.
Fear? But you know what? That's what we're here for.
And I really appreciate it.
Would have done the same for any of us.
Yeah. And to think, it was a strictly business at first.
Yeah.
So Faraday, I know the giants got mentioned. Do you want to, seeing as Tyvos is part of the Ordning Mountains, did you want to explore over there or something?
If it does not interfere with the rest of our plans, then yes.
Yeah, might as well do 2 birds with 1 stone.
There are not many giants left on our continent, but maybe there are some here.
So, what are you seeking out exactly?
I'm not quite sure. I want to know what happened to them. I know kind of what happened, but not A lot.
Right. All right then. Well, maybe we'll be able to find something while we're out here.
Oh, all right. So, we do the soak. Then after
Can we
that, I guess
nice little spa day?
a nice little spot. And after this, I guess we're going down to the second part where we get our mani pedis.
Okay, you
Wait.
guys soak for a couple hours, have a little bit of chat, and then when you're all done there, you go up and basically have whatever you want done to you. So you can have mani pedis, you can have a full massage, you can get your hair cut, dyed, changed, like whatever you want to do. Um, but they just pamper you. It's an almost infinite amount of hot towels for your face, and it's just it's nice. It smells nice. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm just imagining Gamesh with the with the guac face mask and the cucumber in his eyes.
Does he eat a little bit of it?
Yeah, just kind of.
Oh, this is it.
For
This is
Sente,
it.
they just get like they start
For-
buffing out all the dents.
Oh, yeah, they got a buffer.
Yeah, they'll take out a couple of your dents. Um, they'll
Get rid
probably
of the surface rust.
yeah
They
surface
probably-
rust. They'll probably try and treat like clean your you're a little dirty with all the plant life going on
Clean the
you.
plants.
Yeah, so they'll just they'll take like little
Wash the
tiny like
plants.
toothbrush sized brushes and they'll just they're scrubbing the plants, making sure they're all
Spritzing
clean.
them with
Yeah, they
spritzing them with nutritional water.
some water, making sure there's no bugs living on them. They're de-ticking her.
They bring in a chimpanzee to start picking all the bugs out.
Oh goodness.
Fine. Senti can. God,
They just have
please
to
not
fully get a
chimpanzee.
gardener to deal with this.
Please not a chimpanzee.
Yeah, they
Imagine
Okay.
they
it's just
they
a
bring in their
normal
gardener.
day.
Yeah, they bring in their gardener, and he kind of takes a look over her. He's like, oh, your soil's not looking a little bit healthy over here. Do you want me to get some nitrogen, some other nutrients to help foster a hehealthy
drooling.
environment? It's part of the package. You're treated very well.
The package includes help from the groundskeeper.
From the groundskeeper.
Yeah, he's making
He-
sure the plant life is healthy. He put some extra nutrients in there, and they start looking a little bit greener.
Listen, when I said I found the best, I meant the best.
The best on the entire continent.
You got a
Yes.
32. That's you found the
The
best.
highest possible.
This honestly, this might be the best in the world. You don't know.
We'll never know until we travel some more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta travel to more places.
It's exceptionally fancy, and they do a good job.
If only we could have found an inn like this.
Hey, you found a great inn.
We found a fun inn.
Yeah,
A
you found,
fun- a
you found the
fun-
fun inn to. Yeah. You can only spend so much money.
We're spending it on baths.
Luxury stuff.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
Yes. Yes, you do.
We can afford it.
Oh man. Gamesh is probably getting his hair washed. Not cut, not trimmed or anything.
Oh.
I don't know. He might get the split ends.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are experts. They only take off exactly where the split ends are, so you don't lose too much inches.
They get a microscope out.
Yeah,
Right.
It's like this is a very
We don't even know
professional
what a
place.
microscope is.
But they got one.
invented a microscope
No,
for
they,
this purpose.
Yeah.
For biology and studying cells, they invented it for hair cutting.
No, they have you know all their barbers have the observant feet. You know,
All of
Yeah.
them.
Oh yeah.
every single one is an expert at perceiving things.
Every single barber has the steady hand of the highest quality surgeon.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Barbers are also the surgeons.
Are also the surgeons. Oh, okay. Well, oh man. All right. So we
In
get
fact,
pampered.
barber
Uh,
surgeons are a real thing that existed.
Yeah, it's canon.
No, like in real life.
no, like legitimately, they
In
yeah,
real life.
yeah, that was a
Yeah,
real thing.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
A lot of barbers were surgeons, and they got really upset when people started wanting surgeons to be licensed.
Rip.
Oh man.
That's why we don't
Imagine
have them
wanting your
anymore.
surgeon to have a doctorate.
Imagine.
Yeah.
What a
Well, it wasn't
waste.
even a doctorate at the time. It was like
I
in
would
one of the
never.
first colleges.
Right. Oh, okay.
Harvard was invented for the barber surgeons.
No, it was invented to stop the barber surgeon.
It was invented to squash them.
Harvard
Must be destroyed.
Harvard's arch nemesis is the barber surgeon.
Is the barber surgeon. Now you require training in both fields technically to
Yeah.
they made it as difficult as possible.
You couldn't just wield a knife and go at it anymore. You had to be
You,
certified.
you got to know things about the epidermal.
You have to be tested.
You have to have knowledge of the
Yeah, God.
anatomy.
Could you imagine?
Oh goodness. Back in my day.
I practice all my medicine unlicensed. It builds character.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you all are pampered. Do any of you, you know, this is a perfect time to, you know, change up character hairstyles or something like that, or get your hair dyed if you want it for the party.
Faraday doesn't let anybody touch her hair.
Okay.
No. Gmesh just gets the trim wash, and he'll let them put it back in the style it was normally in with the braid on the side.
I think if Faraday did have someone mess with her hair, it would take the entire time because she has so much fucking hair. Like,
Yeah,
if you look at the character art, she has so much fucking
yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Yeah,
For how
but
tall she is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. It's like 4 feet long. There are billions of strands of hair there. It's
Yeah.
so thick.
I mean,
and
here's the
it's
thing:
like
is
it's thick mountain hair too. So like that shit's coarse.
I mean, they have a whole team. You know, if you want something done, this is the
They
place.
would need to. They probably have one of those tubs just to wash your hair, so your hair just floats, and they just. Oh, this is gonna take some time.
Yeah, but they bring in the whole crew. You have like 4 people
Yeah.
working on your hair.
She might let them like wash it, but won't
Okay.
do any cutting or anything.
No, you paid for the service.
Oh yeah, that I now that you say it, like I'm looking at her now, that is a lot of hair. That really is a lot of hair.
For sure. Like the 2 giant braids, and then there's still so much down.
And then she got taller too, so tech.
Yeah, she's like what 8'4" or something.
Sheesh. Yeah, your hair does come.
8'5".
Goodness gracious, like
That giant might feature is nuts though.
Yeah, she's basically turning into
Just
a giant.
Yeah, it just fully gives Rune Knights like 3d4 extra inches of height.
oh,
Like here,
have a fantasy growth spurt. Um,
Goodness, yeah, it is a lot of hair.
yeah, man.
It's just thick hair too.
Right.
Oh
That's the
yeah.
problem.
A lot of
Yeah.
volume.
Yeah.
Her hair doesn't break.
No, it does not.
Mhm.
She does not have split ends.
The hair
Yeah,
splits
that's why she
ends.
doesn't need to cut.
The hair splits ends. It doesn't get split.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You never
You
need a
try to
haircut if
cut.
your ends don't split, you know?
These people try to cut Faradir's hair and it just bends the scissors.
Yeah.
Starts dulling their blades.
You
It's
have
like
big
Yeah.
diamond scissors.
you need enchanted blades to do this. You're not just doing this with
Yeah.
regular stuff. Uh,
Imagine.
uh,
That's terrifying.
Okay. So
yeah.
you all finish your, you know, personal time being taken well care of, and move on to the third floor.
I guess we move on to the third floor.
We're
Okay.
just going up and up and up.
So on the next floor, you are all given menus, and you can order an array of different fine choices for a, very nice, fairly fancy meal at the top of this establishment, looking out over the sea off in the distance. And since it's a little higher up, you can also see most of the city around you, and it is massive. This is a huge city. You do see that as the city is built in a circular form, the walls extend and actually do hit the mountains near you. But there are, they have cut this mountain down to size, and there is a path along this side for individuals to cross, and there is a main road there. As this mountain that you're on is the one that is cut off, and then there's the space where they've carved out roadways, and then there's the two mountains that make up the center of the city. But even from this height, you can see, the city stretches on very, very far. And yeah, this is honestly probably one of the biggest cities, like I said, you've ever seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You all enjoy a nice meal of pretty much whatever you can choose, whatever you want to choose. They seem to have a lot of different varieties of fish. So that seems to be a specialty.
Oh, hell yeah. A lot of us grew up in towns that would have eaten fish, I think.
Yeah. Some degree.
I think fish are one of the few things that are in the mountains. Like in the lakes and stuff.
Yeah.
There's like deer and
There's some strange fish though.
Yeah.
rabbit.
Living in the mountains is tough when you're vegetarian, let me tell you.
I mean,
Yeah.
And they do have
Fair to
vegetarian
eat a
options.
lot of just hard plants and beets.
Yeah.
Faradir had no beans. She lacked protein
Not a
desperately.
single bean. Yeah, Faradir should not be as strong as she is.
I think I lived on like a kind of coastal regionish town.
Yeah. So this is very similar foods.
Yeah, I am fully comfortable with the food here.
Gamesh is probably more used to red meats.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's a lot of different types of.
Gamesh definitely gets probably like a big juicy steak. I know that's for sure.
Oh yeah, they definitely have that. So.
Seer, unlike me, enjoys seafood.
Yeah. You're able to
And
get
Gamesh-
some like prawns and some clams and stuff like that.
And Gamesh, unlike me, can enjoy meat. So it's so funny. I tend to make characters that like will like devour meat, but I'm a vegan myself, so it's just that's my fantasy life right there.
The fantasy life
Fantasy
is being able to
eating.
eat food that you don't like.
Right, I just choose not to eat. Ah, if only I could do this, but I can't. You can. I can't.
It's like I refuse.
Oh goodness.
Oh yeah, but a nice juicy steak with some red potato, red potatoes.
Yeah. Yep.
Some asparagus probably as well.
There you go.
Classic. Yeah. You
Top
all.
rope and with a mimosa.
Yeah. Mimosa or other very fancy cocktails. It's a very fancy establishment.
Guys, do we have to leave?
Yes.
Uh,
You know what? We can come back before we leave the continent.
great idea.
So, as you all are sitting there waiting for the sun to set, eating your delicious meal, you see the sun begins cresting over the large body of water before you, heading off slightly to the north. You see beautiful pinks and reds that show up as the sun begins to crest and begins to fall beyond the sea that you came in on. And as it does so, you begin to see strange lights seem to light up that section of the city. And you see just on the north side of Stone's Hold, close to the seawall and the where the seawall meets the wall that extends and covers most of the land section of the city, a strange little beam of light heads up into the air and explodes in a beautiful array of colors. And you see another one and another one as a beautiful fireworks show begins to show itself on the distant edge of the city.
Hmm.
It lasts for maybe 10 minutes, and after it is over, you hear dozens of individuals clapping around you as the night is seemingly complete. The meal is over. I will say you were brought a dessert of your choosing. Uh, so it was like a full, delicious meal. But the show is over. You all get up, grab the rest of your belongings, as you probably couldn't carry them all throughout the establishment.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
And begin heading back. And upon walking into the place for the night that you will be sleeping, it's raucous and loud. You see, currently the chandelier has fallen down on a couple of the tables, and you see a couple of gnomes are currently trying to hoist it up, as their fellow gnomes are currently sitting on top of it, drinking heavily. And it just seems like a very chaotic place. And you see the strange copper peacekeeper launches itself out of the wall and begins wrestling with a couple of the gnomes, trying to get them to drop the chandelier. And as you begin walking your way past and up the stairs, you see the bartender himself roars a mighty loud roar and begins to stop this strange encounter as you all head to your rooms, satisfied by having a good night. You can all go to sleep.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Also, Chad probably got pampered. They probably shined his shell a little bit. He got fed a lot of strange grubs.
These
Yeah,
guys were everything.
Yeah. It's literally it's a natural 20, a 32 in total. It's literally the best establishment you could have ever found.
Yeah.
Haha. That bard multi-class coming in handy.
Yeah.
Coming in handy,
That
baby.
the 13 would have really sucked though.
Yeah.
It would have been it would have just been a very average place. Would have probably been like one room,
Just
a
house
nice warm
system.
bath.
Yeah, just a nice warm bath.
I couldn't have done it without the help of these people I'm traveling with.
Oh goodness. Okay.
My companions, if you will.
If you will.
Good companions.
Well, I think this was a really good day. I got powerful alcohol.
I
And I
can't
got
wait for everything to go to shit.
You know, as soon as we get into the mountains,
We
we're going to die.
get attacked by mountain frogs.
Oh no, Mount.
They're actually toads.
They blend in with the rocks.
Oh god,
Everyone starts
no.
running, and Faradir and Valeric and Senti are so confused.
Yeah.
They're like,
We're
guys,
like,
it's just
nope,
some
nope.
frogs.
Not taking this path. We'll find some way else.
We'll go to another elemental plane. Fuck this place.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the elemental plane of water is gonna suck for all of you.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh,
The
yeah.
frogs? For the breathing issue.
All of it.
uh, so, you all awaken the next day feeling much better than you pretty much ever have in your lives, probably. Um, you all feel, excited to continue this journey, um, and ready and well rested for this journey to continue. Upon exiting out of your rooms, the tavern is a stark difference from how it was last night, as it is quiet. There's no, very loud music. There's a soft little music being played, but coming down the stairs, you notice that there are a couple individuals slightly talking, but it seems like this place, in the early morning, seems to inhabit more of a breakfast nook type atmosphere. As you see, different groups of individuals are currently sitting at the booths on the edge of the establishment eating breakfast. And you see walking from a back room the large androgynous copper-haired individual walking out with large plates full of eggs and different meats. You see they bring, um, you know, different types of breakfast foods. You see a lot of different battered and fried options, and it seems like a pretty good morning. Do you all want to eat here or find somewhere else in town?
I guess we might as well eat here. No need to go somewhere else if not necessary.
Okay. It would just mark off about 3 silver pieces each
Okay.
for a nice, modest meal of typical breakfast foods, waffles and eggs and bacons, some beans mixed in there.
All right. While we eat, I'll ask Ari.
So, what would you say is the best path for getting into the Ordning Mountains?
The best path for the Ordning Mountains. It's probably either Yalwick or Kalos. You could try Taivas. I think there might be a path there, but it's in the mountains, so you'd already pretty much be there.
All right.
But Yalwick has some access to some old mines in towards the mountains. But Kalos is probably the best bet. The mountains snake through the city. In fact, it's the capital building itself, the castle there, is at the top of the mountain peaks, and there's roads extending all the way across them. You can go all the way from Kalos to Mosin, just walking atop the mountains.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's pretty far.
Or close to Mosin, I should say.
I mean, that's you pretty much travel most of the peninsula. That's not bad.
All right.
So, do we want to just fly to Taibas?
That is an option. I was thinking maybe now that we're on the continent, we might want to try to like pick up a better map.
Right, something a little more detailed.
Yeah, so we can kind of maybe plan our routes a bit better.
Gotcha.
Oh, and why did you say you made it seem like coming from Gwendolyn wasn't really a good thing?
Well, they're mostly just kind of stuck up.
Oh,
I think they're better than most people. It's just, it's elfin things. Um, there's also a lot of rumors spreading around. There was a human settlement called Scon, and a couple years ago, it got destroyed. No one really knows how, but there are no survivors, and a lot of people think that the elves had something to do with it. Some also think it might have been Tyvos, but I don't know. It's harder to blame the people of Tyvos. They really aren't a threat at all.
right.
Most civilians have never been there, don't really know much about it, so.
Okay. Do where we might be able to find a good map of the area.
Which one what are you working with right now?
I'll pull out the map that we got.
Okay. Well, this is the kingdom. This is, fairly accurate. There are a lot of, minor villages there, and they're not going to be shown on most maps.
Right.
If you're looking for the north side of the continent, that's a little harder. You'd probably want to get that from. Well, you probably want to get that from one of the city states. They don't often share their maps, though. There's a general layout of the continent. I can probably find you one if you needed. But actual cities and locations from there, it's gonna be hard to find without going there.
All right. I mean, anything you have to offer will be fine.
Okay, let me go check that out. Okay. So let me just do this. Now he'll come back, and kind of just shows you your own map with a little bit of a revealed area of a kind of blank section of the top of the map. So I'll put that kind of maybe this size. If you can, let me go here, scroll there. So. Sorry. Okay, it's going to be at the bottom corner of the map.
Oh, it's kind of so barren.
Yeah. It's an empty map.
No, I don't mean like the lack of names. I meant the like.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not too much up there, but it's a lot of desert.
Right. That's the desert level.
Yeah, and then there does seem to be some islands off to the side. There actually would be a name on the one island that it does show. Which let me just get a text thing going. This would be if it shows up. I don't know how big it's gonna be. Not big at all.
Oh my. What did I click on? Oh, that was you. Okay.
Yeah, that was me.
Victory.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but yeah.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty.
And I can get rid of these guys again. Drag them off into the void once more.
When their time will come.
one day. So yeah, you have that extra section of the map where you can see an empty, devoid sand region.
Okay. Alright, well with that in mind. Is there anything else, any other way everyone feels they need to prepare? Otherwise, I think we can start heading out.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
I'm all good.
Alright.
Okay. You all finish up your meal and begin on your journey. So are you walking to Tyvas or are you misting it there?
I suppose we are misting it. That seemed to be the most logical way, because we still got to go up the mountain anyway. Might as well fly, I suppose. As long as Senti's fine with it, let you.
Yeah, does Senti cast the spell? Sure. Okay. So, are you casting it within the city limits, or are you walking out of the city and then casting it?
Walking out first.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need them trying to get mad at us for casting magic in the city,
Yeah.
just in case.
Okay.
You know, maybe we should get in the habit of when we go to a new place, getting like a law book.
That might help.
I do have these goggles.
Right. We'll do that at the next one.
That important. I'm sure we'll be criminals wherever we go.
I mean, I don't think we've been criminals wherever we went.
Are you sure about that?
No, actually, I'm not. Well, we haven't got arrested anyway, so.
Good ideology there. Caught, then you didn't do the crime.
So,
Alright.
let me just Okay. So, you all walk out of the city. It takes you probably about an hour and a half just to cross the city. It's massive. But you do see it's, you know, fairly maze-like. Not following these large main central roads and going through the alleyways, you could easily find yourself getting lost, as all the buildings, tend to look the same. There's very little um, difference in a lot of the structures here. But walking out, you find a large main road seems to stretch on before you all as you exit. There is a large bridge that is the gap, and currently the bridge is down, allowing civilians like yourselves to cross it at ease. And you begin to see, walking past the bridge and a little bit further out of the city, out of the eyes of the peering guards, um, the distant mountain range that seems to stretch down to the south. And you see like tons of farmland stretching around this city, in all aspects. And you do see this is a well guarded, almost like a breadbasket around the city. To the north of it, you see as the river kind of extends outward towards the sea to the north of Stoneshold, dozens and hundreds of different farms, and you know the city on its own probably is its own food source and could easily be its own city state. But the fact that some far off city of Kalos has tamed this city as part of its dominion. Oh, if you think about it, it kind of interests your characters if you do think about what Kalos could entail and how that city might compare to Stoneshold.
Yeah, if you can claim in this city, sheesh.
So, you all begin to cast the spell. Turning into misty forms, you begin to zoom across the land at breakneck speed, heading towards Tyvos. So, let me just... So, you can travel around 545 miles in the span of 8 hours. With Windwalk, and you're only going about 100 miles. So, it's really not that long of a journey.
Not at all. This was definitely a game changer for us.
Yeah.
This is why we have no downtime.
So, as you all begin zooming through the air, passing the roads and other structures, you begin to fly over soft, rolling, slightly rocky hills, heading towards a large section and swath of forest. Making your way through this space, you see below you small little cottages and farms spreading throughout the area, but they soon begin to fade and nature takes its course. Much of this continent still seems uninhabited, and in the far off distance you can spot a circular, almost like castle of some sort, with a large cylindrical tower in the center, probably Gwendolyn, as you are passing by. It doesn't take you very long to get close to where you're going. So who's leading the way to Taibas? Would that be Gamesh?
I suppose so.
Okay. Gamesh, I want you to make me a perception check.
Gotcha, boss. Gotcha.
13. Okay. Moving at this breakneck speed, you don't. It's kind of hard to notice small things around you as you're, flying through the air at such great speed.
Right.
And about maybe, I don't know, I'd say maybe about just an hour into your journey. You're fairly close. At this point, you have maybe like 35, not even 35. This is probably actually maybe an hour and 20 minutes into your journey. So you have, at this point, maybe like 10, 15 minutes left till you reach Taivas at this, great speed.
Right.
Zooming through the air, looking out around down towards the ground, seeing where you're going, making sure you're going in the right way. You don't notice it till it passes you. But as you're zooming through the air, there was a blur of movement as you pass something in midair. So who's the last person in your group? Who's the last person in the line of people flying?
I don't know. That's up to everybody else.
Yeah, who wants to be last in the lineup?
I guess I'll be last.
You'll be last. What's your passive perception?
It's 15.
15. Okay. So you're trying to keep up with Gamesh, and you see this. His mist form is really not paying too much attention to what's going on in front of him, just making sure that he's going the right direction, and just kind of peering out around the ground around under all of you. But you happen to notice, you see, as you're zooming through the air, a small little black dot quickly approaches and begins passing, and you pass it on its way. And the thing you note is this black dot, as you had more time to, peer at it, it's moving very slowly. In fact, it's slightly humanoid, and you guys are maybe, say maybe like 500, 600 feet in the air, probably. So it's a little strange. But you all pass by. Ganesh, you barely notice something just passes by your vision. But Belric, you fully note that there is something that you have all just passed. Do you all do anything?
There's not really much I can do. I mean, we can't communicate with each other right now, and I can't just turn back midair. So,
I mean, you can turn around. Like,
I'll slow down a little bit.
okay.
And trying to imagine this right now. So, how
Yeah.
far back would it be about now? Like, if I were to stop, like where I'm at?
If you were you passed it. You probably passed it halfway through your movement. So it's probably maybe like 150 feet away now. As you you move every 6 seconds, you move 300 feet.
All right, I'll slow down to a stop. And just kind of turn around just to look at it.
Yeah, you all zooming through the air. You all see, Gamesh's mist form suddenly stops and begins to shift and move. Looking at it, it's the individual is clearly some sort of humanoid. Mid-air, 500 feet up, and they're currently 150 feet away. And you see slight movement, and they're slowly moving away. Just very not fast at all, actually. Yeah, imagine passing, someone walking, going 300 feet.
I will huh. I'll slowly approach. I'll kind of clear some distance. I'll cover like half the distance to see if that gets its attention or their attention.
Okay. You know quickly close half the distance, moving um, at this point like 45 feet towards it. Uh, Getting closer, you can see this is definitely a humanoid, and they definitely are looking back over their shoulder, and you see they're slowly just walking in the air, and they just turn their head towards you, just giving almost like a quizzical look. And when the cloud gets a little bit closer, they walk for a little bit longer, maybe like a couple other steps, and they kind of stop, and you see they fully turn and just look slightly confused.
Um. Okay. They don't appear to be hostile, do they?
Not initially. You don't see any weapons on
All right. Then I'll get a little bit closer so I can better identify them.
them. Okay then. So, one moment, please.
Spell magic and you fall 350 feet.
Okay. So you close the distance. What you see is a very young, half elven woman. She's, but by fairly young, I mean she's probably maybe 17. She has short brown hair. Um, Fairly short. She's maybe only like 5'3". She wears very simple tunic. You see, it has a couple small burn holes in it. Um, she wears baggy brown trousers that kind of suspended onto her tunic. Um, Carries no weapons. She has a small bag on one of her shoulders as she's slowly just been walking. Fairly unremarkable. However, you do note that she has very elaborate dark brown leather boots on, um, that has slight patterns of light blue light and swirls on it. You see, she kind of just cocks her head as you like close the distance, and the cloud gets a little bit closer. Hello there, little cloud. Are you Are you some sort of elemental? Can I help?
Oh,
I
poor girl.
I just I kind of just strafe left and right, like to signify a no.
No. It. Can you speak at all? Is there like a way we can speak? I'm curious. For sure. This is very weird.
I point, like I'll angle myself down towards the ground and like kind of do
Ah.
like a
Yeah. I'll meet you down there. And you see she kind of smiles. You see the light blue on her boots fades, and she just begins falling.
okay, and I then start descending.
If Gamesh starts descending, are we all gonna descend?
Yeah, I probably would start following.
I mean, Seer definitely would.
Okay. So, you all of you are descending then? Sentiwood, does Faradir?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all begin descending, and you see this individual, this young half-elven woman, um, sorry, half-elven like teenager essentially, just begins falling, hitting terminal velocity straight towards the ground. You all, with your 300 feet of movement down, you're able to make it pretty much in the same speed as her. Um, and as you reach the ground, you see she's falling. She reaches maybe about 30 feet from the ground, and you see the boots almost light up. And you see suddenly she just almost like all the momentum is caught, and she slowly begins descending. You see the boots light up again, and you see she just begins walking in the air. And you see almost like small ripples, like you would see on water when you like chuck a stone to skip it. And you see small ripples under each of the boots as she just slowly, almost like walking down a spiral staircase, just begins walking down the air and touches onto the ground. So, you've reached the ground. She kind of looks at you and all the others. Interesting. I just thought it was fast-moving clouds, but
Once we get down to the ground, I'll start shifting back into my.
Yeah, I'm gonna transform back to human form.
yeah, she just starts watching this. This is slightly creepy. Not going to lie. Interesting. You see, she's just watching this whole thing happen. You do note that during your transformation, curiosity doesn't mean she's kind of stupid. You see, during the conversation, like during your transformation, you see she kind of moves her hand slightly, and you see almost sliding out of her sleeve a floating small dagger just begins twirling a little bit in the air. And you see, as it begins twirling, she goes to grab it, and you see a bolt of lightning seems to almost connect with the dagger, and it seems to connect with it and stays there. And it's as if she's holding a dagger that is connected to her through a single bolt of lightning that is almost ever present, crackling. Just so you know, this is just for defense. I don't know what's happening, if I'm being mugged or something. Just letting you all know. I've never had this happen to me in my entire life. But you all finish eventually your transformations. You all are now fully out of the mist form. Your skin connects together again, and you all feel physical once more.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Dangerous world out here.
Very interesting. Interesting things. It's nice to meet all of you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Seer, by the way.
Seer, pleasure to meet you. Sorry, I'm still trying to get my bearings on this whole situation. You can call me Aurora.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Aurora. I'm Gamesh.
You see, she almost like hesitates for a moment. Gamesh. Okay. You see, she like starts thinking in her head a little bit. The rest of your names?
I'm Belric.
Pleasure.
Dear.
Pleasure to meet you too. I swear I've heard the name Gamesh before. Do I know you at all?
Well, we haven't met, but we're connected in a way.
We are.
Are you from Tyros?
Yeah. Originally, I am.
All right then. Then you're the Jad of the elemental plane of air, right?
How do you know that?
Because I'm the Jad of Earth.
You see, like realization hits your face. Oh, you're You're him.
Uh,
Oh,
I didn't know there was a memo, but I guess so.
No, I just I've been having some weird dreams lately. Um, just in the past couple weeks, um, I thought the Jad of the Earth plane was a girl.
It was Charo.
Charles, yeah, I met her when I was a kid.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened in the last about year, and got passed on to me.
Oh, well, it's good to meet you. You do know where Tyvas is then, right?
Yeah, that's actually where I was on my way to.
Okay. Um. Well, interesting. I didn't expect to meet another Jad out here.
Sorry, I didn't have a way of sending a memo.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I I haven't really heard much news recently. When you go to Tyvas, tell them if you're probably gonna tell them you saw me. Just tell them I'm okay. I'm doing just fine.
Um, do you not stay there anymore? Cause you're kind of who I came to see.
Oh, no, I haven't been there um for about 2 years.
Everything good?
Sorry, not 2 years. She would have said, like 4.5 years. That's my mistake.
Oh,
Oh.
even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Um, yeah, I'm fine. I just I sort of I sort of exiled myself. I didn't want to put anyone else in harm's way, so
See, that doesn't sound like you're alright. That's
I'm
kind of the opposite.
I'm personally fine. I just I made some mistakes. I was a little too trusting for my own good, and bad things happened. So yeah.
Anything you need help with?
No, no. I just kind of walk around. I'm trying to learn more about myself and what goals I want to have for myself. Um, I I grew up with the power my entire life. So I'm trying to figure out who I am. If you know how
Instead
that
of
feels.
instead of just what the Jod is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um,
Alright. I guess I understand that. Well then I guess I should just kind of get straight to the point. I hate to keep you. So, with these dreams you've been having, what have you been seeing?
um, it's been very recent. Um, I see. I've been seeing an Asama, one armed. Um, he's been talking to me in my dreams. It's very recent. Last few weeks, in fact.
And they
He keeps. He mentioned a name that sounded familiar. Like the first time I heard it, it's almost like I knew the name, but I didn't know it as well. It's very confusing. I
Graylin.
That's exactly it. Yes. Yeah. It said the name in my dream, and the Graylin. It's almost like I already knew who they were.
Graylin's the Watcher.
I've yeah. The temples. They're his, correct?
Right. Alright then. Well, it seems he's been helping me out, prepping you, I suppose. Now, since you've been involved a lot more, you know that the Watcher kind of went missing, right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
All right. Long story short, he's trapped, chained up, actually.
By who?
I'm not quite sure yet either. I don't think he fully knows. Had to be somebody pretty powerful to hold hostage the god of planar portals and whatnot.
Yeah. Um. Sounds like it.
And I recently, when I learned of what the powers really were, mine's a long story. I could tell you some other time. Um, he actually, I met him.
You met him. He's a god, right?
Yeah, I saw him in his chained up state.
Huh. Interesting.
And I asked if there's anything I could do that would help, and he said he needed his vestiges.
Vestiges.
I pull out Lumberdoom,
Um.
and
She.
then I'll.
Yeah. She looks at Lumberdoom. Um. It's the invisible. Uh,
Yeah.
Axe of the head of the axe with the light blue swirls up the almost like cylinder like handle. Um, oh, she kind of looks down at her boots.
Yeah.
And there you can see the dark leather boots with soft blue swirling patterns. You see a slight light blue light that seems to emanate currently from them. You So he wants my boots then. I guess his boots.
He thinks that'll help. Now, I've been thinking about this all the way here. I don't think I need him just yet. I have to find a way to get to him first. But I figured the starting point would be for me to meet each other's yards and inform them of what I'm planning on trying to do.
Okay. Interesting. I I don't think I would be able to give him over just yet. Um. Anyways, because there's some things that I haven't been able to deal with. That if something were to go wrong, I feel like I still need them.
Like I said, don't need him just yet.
Um.
But
If interesting.
yeah, I know. A lot. Lots to drop on you at one time.
Yeah, I was just taking my morning stroll. Honestly.
So, with that in mind, the offer still stands. Is there anything that you need help with?
Um. In fact, there might be. The only reason I feel tied to the boots still is they helped me deal with this situation in the past. Um. It's a long story, but the reason that the reason I kind of left Tyvus a couple years ago was I trusted a man, and I think he betrayed me. I It's I led him into the air elemental plane alone. He was seeking something, some archaeologist um, from Skan, and I trusted him. Let him in. Days went by without word, and I was preparing to go in. I couldn't let any more air elementals escape, and it was getting too dangerous for my people. I was young. Uh, I was not very old. I was only 12. Uh, and then he ran through the portal, and chasing behind him was the Elder Tempest. It apparently he had spoken to it, and it knew where Skan was. The massive storm entity obliterated it, the whole city. I banished it back to its home realm, thanks to these. And she looks down at the boots. And I closed the portal. I haven't opened it since. I haven't really been home too much since. He's not very happy. And, well, no one can go to the elemental plane as long as he's angry still. And, I can't really face him. I'm not going to lie. Not on my own, at least.
She says Skarn, right?
Scarred, yeah.
Okay, the ruins. Okay, the ruins. Cool.
If,
Alright.
if you helped tame the Elder Tempest, make it not so mad that he, destroys towns and kills thousands, I'd be grateful, and I could probably open the portal. I could open the portal again and not have to worry. I would be without my boots. Only then I would really feel comfortable at letting someone else have them.
All right. So, first question. What's the Elder Tempest?
The Elder Tempest is it's
I'm assuming it's an elemental of some sort.
yes, it's one of the strongest elementals. It's a storm. Um, Usually takes the shape of a serpent of clouds with multiple wings across its body. Shoots lightning often. It's not generally evil. It's typically the Elder Tempest is a nice neutral force. I I've talked with it a couple times in my life before, but it's I don't know what they did, but it was angry, furious, and I couldn't calm it. I had to just banish it back to the airplane, and I closed that gate so he couldn't come back. I fear that if I open it, he'll come storming out again, and maybe Tyvos is next. But you can't kill it. Certainly can't kill it. All I want to do is calm it, if I can.
Right. All right. Second, this individual, uh, did they come from Scarn?
Yeah, he said he was from Skan. He owned an archaeology company. He was, seeking different things. Apparently, he had been to the some of the ruins in the Ordening Mountains. I believe the ruins of Mitas, one of these sky cities that fell there.
Um, this happened 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I start to describe Dalton.
She listens I mean, they were around the same age, but they weren't human.
Hmm.
They were some half elf, kind of like me.
Okay then. Well.
But
All right.
you
Just
know,
making sure.
the age does match. What did you say their name was?
Dalton.
Dalton. I don't think that was their name. His name was Wendelin.
Oh,
Oh yeah. His full name for us is Dalton Wendelin.
Yeah, same guy.
Okay. Well, now yeah, he definitely fucked some shit up. That's for sure.
Yeah, he most likely betrayed you.
That is definitely what happened. Damn, he wiped out an entire town with that too.
Fucking.
Yeah, that guy. He's no joke. All right.
Well then, that's
Four?
that's so good to know.
Yeah, he's been a thorn in our side for a while now.
Yeah.
He's got something planned, something big. We just don't know what it is yet. But he's definitely looking for a lot of artifacts and relics.
Whatever you do, do not give your boots to him.
No,
Right. Yeah.
I didn't plan it. I did let him into the the air elemental plane though, which was
Look,
like
don't blame.
this is exactly why I left. I am too trusting.
You were
Makes
young.
mistakes.
Like you said, you were 12.
Yeah, that's
nah.
like nothing.
We made a lot worse mistakes before. So
Oh, yes.
You've made worse mistakes.
of sorts,
We
yes.
definitely have, yes.
Yeah.
Ah,
Individually and
I'm,
all that.
and I'm
yeah.
trusting all of you too. Oh no.
Look,
Okay, but
this,
to be fair, you're trusting us because Gamesh is also a Jad.
How do I can you
Pull
show
your dagger out at first.
can you show me some of your abilities just so I know? I need to just confirm this.
sure.
Okay, what do you want to see?
I'll cast Guy and Juggernaut.
Okay. She watches as you pull the earth around yourself. Okay. I feel comfortable trusting you now. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Believe me, my introduction to being a Jod wasn't smooth sailings, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I had to actually deal with an uprising, a coup.
Oh, that's fun. Well, you dealt with a coup. I guess I'm gonna have to ask that you help me with a primal elemental tempest. That probably, in all honesty, cannot be killed. So, hopefully, you're good at talking.
You said that this elemental used to be really calm, and you've talked to it before. Can you tell us maybe anything about it that might help us?
Yes, it's a living storm. It dwells typically within the center of it at all times. Heavy precipitation, lightning, a lot of it lightning. Um, I heavy winds. I would suggest not to archers. No good against it. Also fire. Typically, it's a lot of rain.
Right.
But it's
Makes sense.
it's gargantuan, and typically has the powers of a storm. I've spoken to it once. It's it's not evil. It's typically neutral. Just it's a storm entity. Um, but extremely deadly if angered, which it was when it slid through the portal and caused a hurricane.
So was it just mad in general, or was it after Gwendolyn?
Well, the fact that it went towards Skarn, and that's where he said he was from, and that it purposefully went to Skarn to destroy it, I'm pretty sure he talked to it, and he lied to it, and just angered it. Um, but I don't think it was done. I think it would have tracked him down, so I banished it.
Hmm.
I can't have it. I couldn't have it running around.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. In my mind, I'm just imagining it thrashing him, and I wish it did. But you did a good thing, though.
I personally, I wish it found him too. But oh, he just disappeared.
Right.
What's that?
Okay. Well, this is something we can definitely help you with.
Sounds good. So that means we're probably going to have to head back to Tyvas then.
Yeah, you gotta face the past.
Okay. That sounds like fun.
Look, it's considered the first step to growth.
I will then. Well, does that mean I can travel with you all like clouds again, or?
No. This spell is kind of already activated, but we can move at your pace, though.
Okay. I can travel a little bit faster, but it's it's not as fast. I'll just say that.
I think it's only been about what?
It's probably been about that with this talk. I'd say it's getting closer to 2 hours.
Yeah, we got 6 more to go. So
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
We're
and you're maybe like 20 minutes out by your guys' speed, but by her speed. So you guys found her about like there. So to walk the rest of the way, what she kind of has to do. Yeah, it's probably going to take you a day.
okay, you're moving in a straight line. Yeah.
You want to summon a mount?
Remember though, no, your wind walk isn't concentration, is it? I don't think it is. Okay, cool.
Okay. So yeah, if you wanted to summon a mount for her, you could. It would probably get you there a little faster.
Giant eagle it is.
We've turned into such nice people.
I don't know when it happened.
I was so sure we wouldn't stop for her.
Yeah,
It was just the curiosity that got me.
Yeah.
I mean, whether we're good people for the right reasons or not doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, the ends
The ends
just
justify the
the
means.
means exactly.
This is why we're not good people.
Yeah. It would have been funny if you just ignored her. You get to
I-
Tyvas and you're like, oh, she's not even here.
Yeah.
Yeah, something told me.
Wow.
I was like, somebody random walking in the air, and I thought about the boots. I was like, maybe I should check.
Okay. So, Senti, you shift into the form of a giant eagle. You all shift back into your cloud forms. Following Gamesh's cloud lead, you take off for Tyvos. So, it does, even with a giant eagle, it takes you a little bit long to reach the city. However, it is just before the spell wears out that you all soaring through the air in cloud and bird forms, you begin to see a series of mountains stretching off as far as you can see. You've seen the mountains of your home, of the Grimolion Kingdom, especially towards the south side, where they are a little bit thicker. This is much more intense. The mountains here are almost everything that you can see going forward. They are massive, taller than every other mountain within the Grimolion Kingdom. This is a true range. And the first mountain you see, a tall, tall peak, impossibly tall, seems to stretch out, almost piercing into the sky itself. However, maybe about 100 feet from its peak, you see what seems to be a series of cliffs dotted with small structures. You see trees and wooden thatched buildings adorning this cliffside. You also see what seems to be a large wooden dock built out of the cliffside, extending straight into the sky itself by about 40, 50 feet. What catches your attention is, as the town kind of is almost at an angle. It meets at the peak of the cliff and extends outward, almost following where it peaks in, moves out, following the cliffside where the houses are built upon. Almost every house is fairly close to the cliffside, maybe by only 1 to maybe 3 houses between them and the cliff. On the south side is where the large docks made of wood are. Currently, it seems empty. There are no ships or anything. Actually, this is later at night. You do see what seems to be strange vessels currently floating, tied to the docks. You see maybe about 4 or 5 of them, currently just sitting there, waiting to be of use. Other than that, you do note that there seems to be a large, well-carved pathway through the cliffside mountain and kind of extends down it. You do see some fortifications built along the cliffside that seems to be the main access to the town via road if you do not want to fly in like you are. The other thing you all notice is 2 things. At the very base of the cliff, where the cliff meets the mountain as it continues into the large peak 100 feet above you, there is a massive cave mouth, maybe 40 feet tall by 30 feet wide. It is expansive and large. And just outside the cave mouth, not just outside the cave mouth, just outside the town border, there seems to be 15 foot space of empty land of trees and small bushes, but then in large runes on the ground, you see a series of symbols that almost follows the edge of the town and extends into the mountain, blocking off the cave and the town with these large glowing blue runes that, in all honesty, they're probably maybe 9 feet long at some points. These are massive glowing sigils. And between the cave mouth and these glowing runes, a 30-foot diameter pool is visible. It is not filled with water, however. It is a 30-foot diameter pool of pure lightning and wind. you see a almost slight vortex slightly begins to lift out of the ground it is in. It stands maybe about 6 feet tall as this miniature tornado filled with lightning just seems to ever-present spin. And you all begin to crest. You hear, Miss, land at the docks, please. We'll be able to get off there. I don't want to spook anyone.
All right, do what she asks.
Okay. You all land down on the docks next to these strange skyships, essentially. Okay. I'll go and fetch someone if you all want to stay here for a moment.
Got it.
Okay. And she begins to walk down the docks. You hear her feet clicking against the wood as you all unshift out of your forms. You probably wouldn't have been able to say "got it," so you just started walking off because you're in cloud form.
Yeah, I'll try to do that up and down.
Yeah. So eventually, a minute later, you all extend out of your forms as you hear distant noises. You hear slight murmurings and you hear like a slight yell. And you hear like almost like a yelling whisper. Calm down, please. Just shut up. Come here. And you eventually see Aurora comes walking back. You see a strange individual is walking with her. You see, this individual doesn't seem to have any weapons on them. Has a light tunic covering them. You see, they seem well worn. They've probably seen some combat in their day. You see elements of scars and probably a bunch of broken noses over their time, and they do seem to be, somewhat younger human, maybe about mid-30s. And they kind of walk up. Hi, everyone, this is Choso. You see the individual kind of looks around. Okay, you didn't explain anything to me. Why are you back? What's going on? This is, the Zemajad. Kind of looks over. Sir, and he bows his head. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh. Nice to meet you too. You don't have to do all that.
It's Mom. I'm sorry. My name is Choso. I am one of the
Choso?
Choso. It's this. I'll put this in the chat. I am one of the monks here at Taivas. So it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. How did you go to? You see, kind of like begins questioning Aurora. No, he flew past me when I was out walking. Is my dad around? Yeah, he's currently entertaining some other guests. But I can definitely go and get him for you. It'll just be a moment, and then I can take you all there. Your home is already packed, full of other guests, so this will be interesting. He kind of gives her a nod and takes off. So, interesting. Yes. Welcome to Taivas. We're not really a town like you would probably have experienced. We're not, Stonehold or really even Kemner. Kemner's probably a little bit bigger than we are. That's just considered a village by most standards. You'll probably sleep in the long hole, which is technically my house. We'll we'll go and meet my father soon, and should be fun.
Hmm. All right. Yeah.
Any questions so far?
None as of yet. Seems kind of what I expected to a degree. Very similar to Zim.
Yes, I've
Yeah.
I actually never got to visit the other sites. What's Zem like?
Uh, Pretty much this, but rock.
Interesting.
Hmm. All right.
Sounds like fun.
It was exciting to a degree. A lot happened, but yeah. I guess time to meet your dad.
That will be fun. Definitely excited about that.
Don't worry, it'll be all right.
Okay. Eventually, you see Chosel begins making their way back. Um, they walk slightly faster than a normal person. Just they're clearly a monk of some type. Um, your dad's ready for you. Awesome. Um, who's he with? Is it anyone I know? No, it's some adventurers. They thought this would be a bigger city than it was, and they're very disappointed. Not going to lie. Wonderful. Okay. And you begin making your way through. So, walking from the docks, you begin to pass, minor, um, small houses, and you can look through many of their windows as they have different candles lighting the inner spaces. You see an array of different individuals. Um, you know, from half elves, some elves. I see a couple dwarves, a couple humans, and a surprising amount of Goliaths. In fact, you also see that this town is slightly guarded. Um, Walking around, you do see a fairly large Goliath with a bow on their back and two short swords on their side. Is currently walking around the town doing a slight patrol. They kind of clock you as you all are walking with Chosel. But the town is strangely beautiful. Even so high up, there are large old trees that seem to just grow out of the rock and dirt that is up here, extending in beautiful, um, almost like autumn colors constantly. It's a very beautiful place, and it kind of um, is in contrast with Zem, which you're used to being kind of it was kind of dull,
Yeah.
built into the slash of the mountain there. This is very nice, beautiful, almost pristine. You all follow her towards where the two sides of the town meet and where it seems to head further into the cliffside. And there you see a very large, essentially long hall. You see a single door extends all the way down into what seems to be the only building that can fit as the cliffside reaches its end as both sides intersect into it. You see it's beautifully painted. There are strange glowing lights that seem to adorn side like posts outside of the door, um, and the large central door seems to have a beautiful, almost like basketball-sized window that just seems to emanate a soft golden light that seems to flicker slightly. Um, this is my home. I Welcome. And she walks up to the door with Chosel. It opens up, and inside you see a very, long, large, essentially like meeting hall. In the center of it, you see a sizable fire has been built and is currently crackling away. You see meat is currently being spun on a rack, as a couple different individuals are currently sitting, talking. You see a couple laughing. A Chosel walks in before her. Castian, you see a full elven individual with long brown hair. He has a soft smile and very soft looking eyes. Kind of looks over, just gives this wide smile, stands up. Aurora! And he begins running over. You see she kind of meekly walks in, and he just grabs her, hugs her, and just starts twisting her around in the air, spinning her, and sets her back down to the ground. Puts his hand on his shoulders, and just looks at her. It's good seeing you again, and hugs her deeply. You see the man pulls away, looks off to you all. I see you brought friends. Yes, she looks to Zugamesh. This is Gamesh, the Zemajad. Oh.
Please don't bow.
Sorry, I'm just taken aback. When did you become Zemajad?
How long has it been? I want to say it's been about half a year now.
Really? It's been 6 months since we went to Zim?
Well, no, I technically became the Zemajad before then. I just
Yeah.
discovered
Oh,
what it was.
right. True.
Yeah, so about half a year now, I think. Roughly. I'm not exactly sure of the time frame.
Is what happened to the previous Zemajad?
Oh, long story short, uh, elemental coup. She was in danger.
Yeah.
Needed.
You see,
Yeah.
immediate worry hits his face. She's not dead, is she?
No.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank
When
Lathander.
I actually went to Zim, we cleared it all up and took care of it. But she's alive and kicking. It's a whole thing. We can
Okay.
talk about it later.
So, that sounds fine. I've known Chao most of my life, and if something had befallen her and I didn't know, I would have felt so sorry. Please come on in. It's a pleasure to meet you, Zemajad. And he kind of extends his hand towards yours.
I extend mine.
Gamesh.
My name is Castine Delkspa.
Castine Delspa.
Yes, I can give you his name. You actually might be able to guess this one. It's not that bad. Ignore the end.
Okay,
Ignore the end bit. It's Delkspar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Delspar. I'm assuming Aurora's last name is Delspar too. That's just gonna be my
Unless she has her mother's name.
I'll let her correct me when we get there.
You're just gonna assume.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Please come on in. You see, Aurora kind of walks up. This is Sia, Belric, Faradir, and I don't think I actually learned her name. She looks towards Senti.
Cinti.
Senti. Well, it is a pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you for bringing my daughter back to me. Please come on in. These turns around. My guests. You see an array of individuals are currently here. Currently, there seems to be 5 of them. Actually, can I? I'm wondering if I can have their tokens. It might be a little bit difficult to do that.
The elemental planes are in trouble, I think.
So the first individual you see is roughly 24, so like mid-20s. He's about 6'8", you know, maybe around 250 pounds. His eyes are actually pure red. He has very pale skin and long black hair. He kind of stands up, gives you a toothed smile. Hello, my name's Alexandru Drakonov. No, sorry, Drakova. That's it.
Alexandru Dakova.
I can post that in the chat. His name is very long, so I have to splice it. That's him.
Okay.
And if you wanted an image, I can do this, and I can do that. If it'll upload, and yeah, something like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. With the armor and everything?
Currently, I think he's just wearing like.
Damn. Is he a vampire?
You've seen vampires before, and you know he's hiding it currently for this meeting. But yeah.
Okay.
We know you.
Next up, you
Yes.
see an individual, clouded in like a yellow cloak with a mask over their face. They introduce themselves as Johannes.
Johannes.
Or it's either he introduces himself with that as that, or the others introduce him as Johannes. Just knowing how their characters are. If you haven't already guessed, these are my other players who decided to show up in Tyvas.
Hell yeah.
Ah.
And they're
okay.
upset.
Yeah, the other is a furbolg, currently wearing like loose tunic. You see, he has like bright orange shock of hair and bright orange little tuft of a beard, and he kind of is just sitting there, calmly eating some food that he was given. Kind of looks up. My name is Skiffle.
Stiffle.
Yes, Skiffle.
Oh, skiff.
Shanks. Alright, nobody got that reference.
Got it. I just
No, I
didn't
got it. I got it.
acknowledge
I'm just
Okay,
writing.
cool.
I'm just writing.
I'm
cannot
gonna.
believe I'm the only person here who's that your cat.
Yeah. So he looks a little bit more mid-aged, maybe around 50 years old or so.
Okay.
You know, for a furbolg, that's not bad. He stands about 7 feet tall, dark brown eyes, and you do see some elements of like scarring. He seems to have probably survived some battles and seems to have had a pretty long life. Next up, you see the next individual stands up. Mid-20s as well. He's about 5'5", soft brown eyes, fair skin, and some dark brown hair. He seems pretty stout. You see currently he has what you could only guess is the um, combination of an axe on a polearm that he kind of just wields in one hand. Um,
Oh my.
yeah, and you do note, I will say that all of these individuals do carry weapons. Um, Specifically, Alexandru Sir Drakova carries what looks to be a serrated and silvered longsword. Or sorry, greatsword, I should say. Johannes doesn't carry one. Skiffle seems to have a silvered spear, and the poleaxe is silvered that this individual carries. You see, they wear nice, well-made armor. They kind of stand up. My name is Toto.
Toto.
Yeah, very simple one.
Ah. Okay.
And the last individual to stand and show themselves is looks to be an older man, probably in his 50s, standing 6 foot tall. He seems to have strange, almost yellow eyes, very fair skin and black hair. You see he's covered in scars, and does seem to carry a bow on him, and as well as a couple long swords.
Okay.
It's a light. Actually, he carries a crossbow on him. Sorry. But he kind of stands up. My name's Trefor, and you do note that there's a slight, almost paleness to his skin as well, similar to that of Drakova.
Okay.
Couple of vampires.
But he doesn't he doesn't actually look like a vampire though. He just looks slightly more pale. It's a strange read. If you want to make I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they all look a little stranger than you would expect.
A little undead.
Yeah. I mean, one of them you can't even see their face, but there's an air of just strangeness to the five of them, as they're currently just dwelling in this place. Please, I have plenty of food and drink for all of you. Come on in, take a seat anywhere. And you see Castine begins walking over to the far end, where he kind of twists his hand, and you see a small mote of like wind seems to just slowly begin turning the spick in the middle of the room as he goes and sits. You see Aurora, kind of unsure about this new situation, actually chooses to sit next to all of you. So, what brings the Zemajad here?
Actually, Jad business, actually. Specifically, pertaining to the Watcher.
The who? You see, he kind of thinks for a moment. Watcher. Oh, yeah, the Watcher, the stories. Yeah. What about him?
I, met him.
You see some exchanged glances from the other party who is currently sitting in the room. And then Aurora speaks up. I've been having dreams of him, I think, and I think he sent Ganesh here to meet with me. I thought the Watcher was a myth.
No, just a piece of lost history.
Huh. Well, what do you What's he sent you to do?
Well, I'm not gonna say he sent me to do anything. It's more something I chose to do on my own, but I'm seeking his vestiges.
You see, like almost like a realization goes into his mind. Oh, looks down towards Aurora's boots. He has one of them already, and they've agreed to help with the situation with the portal. Oh, that's okay then. I trust you. I trust you. See, Aurora kind of smiles, looks towards you, Gamesh. When do you think you're going to get it done, then?
Well, I suppose I would look to you for your wisdom on that. This is your domain. What do you think would be an appropriate time frame?
You see, he looks towards Aurora. You're the Taiva Jad. It's your decision. You're almost an adult now. You can. It's your decision. I trust them. Looks towards you all. Whenever you're comfortable with it, we can go tomorrow if you would like.
That's fine by me.
You see, Cassian kind of looks towards the other group. You all are strong individuals as well. Maybe, if you stay, maybe you can get some experience. If you wanted to, maybe you could also go into the elemental plane. Help with this mission as kind of a backup if something goes wrong. The Elder Tempest is nothing to be trifled with. Looks towards you, Gamesh, and to Aurora. The more you have, the better. You see the Sertrikova, the vampire-looking one, kind of looks. We'll have to talk about that amongst ourselves, but it sounds interesting. We came here to seek fortune and, well, try to get some money going. So sounds like something we can easily do. So, sounds like a plan then.
That it does.
Okay. He looks down for a moment. Well, as your host, is there anything I can get you all?
Nothing in particular. Well, at least not for me. I don't know about you guys.
Ed?
So, with that, you all are shown different sections of this long house that you are able to find rest in. The guest rooms, are packed, and so they've kind of split it off into two different groups. So all of you are given one guest room, and the other party that decided they would come to Taivas as well gets your home.
A room outside for my tower? Can I
Yeah.
ask?
Yeah, if you ask, yeah, you can definitely set up
Yeah,
your tower
I'll
if
be
you
like,
wanted.
hey, is there a place I can set up my tower? I hate to be an inconvenience.
Yes. Kind of takes you outside. There's a small clearing right there if you wanted to.
Alright, thank you so much.
Yeah, and you can set up your tower.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna cast my tower at 6th level.
yeah.
Oh.
Oh. How many floors is that?
It's
6, I think.
60
Damn.
feet tall.
So yeah, 60-foot tower shows up.
um,
Biggest one yet.
I've done this before.
Really? Hmm.
Yes. Just because you people don't pay attention doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
Okay, Miss Snooty.
Yeah, no, with the first floor being the washroom, as usual. Actually, you know what? There's 6 of us. We all get a bedroom.
Okay.
Everyone gets a bedroom.
Nice.
Nice.
But you don't get to take a bath.
I'm sure they got water here.
What if they say no?
Elemental plane of air.
Yeah. All of our water is in the air.
Collect the moisture, buddy. Collect the moisture.
We have to wait until it rains.
We
Oh,
also
that was
don't have
fun.
toilets inside, so
Like I said, I'm sure we can find. I hope they have communities such as that.
we have to go down the tower.
Down the tower, a little bit off the mountain. Yeah, we got a porta potty like miles away, but
Yeah.
you can go there though.
So you're just fucking dimension doors it.
It's like oh gosh. Okay.
Okay. So, with that, you set up your tower, allowing you all to have your own access to rooms.
We're never cramped.
Yeah. Aurora continues to. Well, she'll stay in her own home for the night. Yeah. You all are able to have a nice rest.
Get my spell slap back.
Yeah, nice. Get my spell slots back.
Alrighty.
Okay. So, with that, the morning comes. Uh, you all prepare yourselves, and eventually you hear a knock at the tower door as Aurora shows up. My father's still getting things readied. We can't spend everyone guarding the portal when it's open. But the other group has agreed to help. They're going to guard the outside. If anything tries to escape, they're going to deal with it. So hopefully it goes well.
I'm sure it will.
I can only hope so.
Don't worry. Have you been doing this since you pretty much have memories? I'm sure we'll be fine.
I hope so.
Relax. You'll do fine.
I'm nervous. I don't go into the portal very often.
I think I felt. I didn't even know what was going on.
I bet. Well, two sorcerers. Two Zemajans. Two Zemajans. Also, two Jads. Working together, I think we can do a lot of work.
Exactly. Now, is there anything we should know before we go into this portal?
Oh yes. we should sit all of you down and talk about it. Um, so you all hopefully gather. Just so you know, the Earth Elemental Plane, from what I've been taught, is fairly similar to the mortal plane, except you're underground at all times, and the Earth extends forever.
Yeah.
The Air Elemental Plane is similar in that it extends forever, and you can fall forever. But perception is key. You won't fall if you choose not to. Upon entering, it's beautiful, gorgeous, but there is no land, really. However, if you have a conscious mind, you can choose to fly, move throughout the space up or down in any way that you would like. Just you have to be conscious, in that. Just know you won't fall if you choose not to. And if you fall, you just fall forever. Mostly, you probably won't hit anything, and if you do, you're just unlucky. There is some objects in the plane, water and earth, pieces of the earth elemental and water plane, even pieces of the fire plane. Just know that objects, once they lose their momentum, they will just float. If you drop something, it will not fall, it will float. Just like all of you hopefully will in this plane.
There is no spoon. Got it.
Yes, no spoon at all.
Okay.
Be wary of any elementals. In the plane, if you've ever faced an elemental, especially air, you can only see them in our plane because they are made of wind and air moving around. In their home plane, not so much. They're smarter, more united, and they can be dangerous. Mostly, I think we will be facing the larger, more scary entities within the plane that are going to be following and protecting the Elder Tempest. Like I said, he's not evil, he's just very, very angry. So, we need to calm him down somehow. I would suggest trying not to attack him. I don't know what made him mad, but if we can find it, figure it out, and calm him, he'll allow us to leave, hopefully.
All right.
If it comes down to it and we can't figure it out, just run. I can hold him off, as best as I can. But I don't think there's a chance we will be killing him. This is an ancient being, and honestly, I don't know if we can.
All right. Good to know.
Okay. So, are you all ready then?
Well, I think as ready as we're ever going to be. Yeah.
Okay. So, you all begin to exit the tower.
Yes, we did get a rest.
Yep, full rest. All spells back, all health back.
All abilities back.
Yes. So, you all begin walking through the town, and originally you walked through this town at night. It was fairly empty. Now it is packed. You see, every house has individuals at their door or outside, husbands, wives, couples, kids. Everyone in this town is watching as you all begin making your way towards the large glowing runes on the ground. Following Aurora, she begins to step over the section of runes, and as you all do so, when you step over the runes, there is a force that hits you. It feels as if you're passing through just like a thick membrane of something. It's as if the very air in front of you has matter to it, and it's thick and dense, and you have to push yourselves through. And once on the other side, you begin to actually hear it. A swirling tornado directly in front of you. See, Aurora kind of exhales some breath. Okay. She walks up towards the twisting miniature cyclone. And you note that it is not too far off the ground. It's maybe only 5 feet tall. But she walks over to it, takes her hand, closes her eyes, and you see lightning begins to crackle across her body and begins to connect into this large portal in front of her. And as it does so, you see this swirling wind picks up speed and begins to climb 50, 80, 100 feet. And soon it matches the entire mountain peak that it buttresses up against. As it just extends high into the air, you all feel this whipping motion as the air hits you hard. Are you ready? She screams out towards all of you.
Yeah!
And suddenly, there is a sucking sound. As suddenly the wind almost pulls all of you. You all lose your footing, and your vision goes white. You feel as if space is pulled against you as you're transported. And suddenly, you get your breath back after your transport. You still hear the soft wind whipping behind you now. As you open your eyes and see beautiful, bright blue sky as far as you can see directly in front of you. Looking behind you, a massive swirling cyclone. This time, not stopping at 100 feet. It extends almost into infinity up above you as you just see it continuing on, getting larger and larger as it goes further into the sky. This massive tornado of raw air. But looking around, the space is empty. And in a split moment of unconscious thinking, you all begin to fall.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa!
You feel the wind beginning to rush past you. What do you think of?
Oh, shit. I look down.
There's air. There's nothingness. It is just bright blue sky as far as you can see.
Oh, shit. Alright, what did Aurora say? You're only falling if you think you're falling. You're only falling if you think you're falling. Alright. Alright. I'm not falling. I'm not falling.
And like it's kind of like that panic thinking.
Yeah. So,
Oh.
So, are you thinking to yourself to not fall then?
Yeah.
Just make me a wisdom saving throw.
Let's see how this goes. Pages there,
An
and
8.
oh no.
You try your hardest to think to not fall, but hearing the wind rushing past you, you know you're falling, and it's hard to focus. And you feel something clasp onto your back, and suddenly you feel the wind stop. Are you okay?
Oh, okay.
As you see Aurora slowly floating in place, has grabbed onto you and is currently holding you up.
All right. Thanks for that.
Yeah, you. As this happens, you also see all your other allies continue falling. I need wisdom saving throws from everyone who is trying not to fall. Okay.
Oh, everybody else is gonna make me look stupid, huh?
So you see your allies begin passing you, but then Belric stops falling. Senti stops falling. Senti, are you in your normal form or did you shift to bird? Senti is normal? Okay. Yeah. So they both stop falling. I know that Laura and Seer are currently away for the moment. Yeah, I can roll for you. There we go.
Seer's good at these though, so you should be okay.
Hopefully. Because Aurora is currently holding you.
Yeah.
Seer stops falling as well.
That looks like a weird bonus to her. Because horror wizards have proficiency wisdom saving throws. But, anyways, regardless, she stops falling.
Oh, I clicked wisdom check, not wisdom save.
Oh, well, it's been even higher then.
Yeah. She has a global save modifier on? Interesting.
uh,
Yeah.
Oh, probably for
No, for my aura.
yeah, Belix.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Is Laura back yet, or does Laura? Do you want me to roll for you, if you can hear me, or type? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she's come back yet.
Okay. Well, I'll see what happens when she comes back. I don't want to roll without her. So, as your allies pass you and begin slowing and stop falling, you take a moment to realign yourself, think, and when Aurora lets you go the next time, you float. The initial chaos of the plane is abated, and all of you are now able to fly at will.
So I'm just the guy that looks like a goddamn fool, apparently. All right. Whew, this is different.
Well, to be fair, this is your opposite element.
Aurora nods her head. Yeah, it really is. I don't think I know the last time a Zemajad came to the elemental plane. We usually don't enter each other's planes. We just have respect for each other, I guess.
Makes sense, but this is extreme circumstances. All right. So,
I look around, everything kind of looks the same.
Yes, we should probably find this place. So are you looking for
I
Something.
guess so, but I'm kind of like following her lead.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm definitely assisting
Okay.
as necessary.
Okay. She kind of looks around for a moment, and you see her face kind of shifts. Oh. Okay. Well, I think I know where we're supposed to go. And you all turn to meet her gaze, and it's at that moment you all hear the loudest sound of thunder you've ever heard. It shakes the very air you breathe and stand upon. As you all turn and look before you and see that where once there was normal, bright blue sky, there is a massive, swirling storm on the horizon. And it seems to slightly be moving.
Towards us? Away from us?
It seems maybe like it's getting a little bit bigger. So you would think so. Aurora just looks. Well, I think he knows we're here. Probably sensed the portal
Yeah.
opening, and well, looks like we're gonna have some fun, isn't it?
Right. Okay. Okay. That is a big ass cloud. All right.
Yeah. It really is a big ass fucking cloud, isn't it? And you all stare at this cloud as it begins to change its shape, and you see a giant snake like maw begins to form in the cloud, opening itself up. And as the maw opens, you see the lightning streaks and almost streaks again. And you see a continuous form of lightning seems to resemble two large eyes made of balls of pure lightning. As the storm looms on the horizon, and we end the session there tonight.
Phew. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I am finally back to my computer. Sorry, I had to take my dog on a walk, so I was just listening, but I was muted because I was outside.
You're good.
It's all cool. All right.
Yeah, giant storm time.
Giant
Oh,
storm time.
Nash, you prepared to do the talking of your life?
I might actually have to use my persuasion roll for once.
Ah.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be the first challenge where you guys can't fight your way out of it.
Yeah.
We've solved challenges, though, by not fighting our way out of it.
Yeah, you have.
Granted, we did have to come back and kill those people.
Yeah.
But...
Welcome back,
You know?
Laura.
Yeah, welcome back.
You came back just as we ended.
Mm-hmm. Just like me.
Nice.
But it's so cool. If you would like to, you can roll your wisdom save to see if you fall in the elemental plane of air.
Yeah, roll a
Wait.
wisdom save.
Oh. Wait, I thought it was a thing where we just got to choose.
Oh, I mean, you initially are sucked in through the portal, and the second you realize where you are, you just start to fall. So you have to make a wisdom save to think quickly on your feet. That-
You know, wisdom
there is no
definitely my
spoon.
best stat here.
It's okay.
That's a natural 1
Yeah.
for a total of
So
2.
yeah, Gamesh, when you fell and everyone else began catching themselves, none of you noticed that Fairdew continued falling.
Falling literally like a rock.
Yeah. So Fairdew, you
I am
fell.
fucking gone.
Yeah. You. I'm gonna say with that, you probably fell like during this whole conversation where they see the storm, and then they look around. Wait, where's
Falling
Fairdew?
the entire time.
Wait, where's
Yes,
Fairdew?
falling.
And Faraday's just falling, and just like, what would Faraday
Oh,
say
shit.
to that?
Do you call out for help?
Please do.
Just gone. You lost.
Yes,
In the
please do.
elemental plane of air
Cause you,
forever
cause
now.
you, cause you will fall forever. Please call for help.
I mean, yeah, like,
Especially when you see everybody else stopping.
yeah,
I'm now
no,
just
I just
imagining
said
Faraday
what
holding
I
up like
noticed.
holding up a
Hold up
sign.
a white flag.
I just see you're like
So,
sighing as she falls. Oh, it would be me. She keeps
yeah,
falling.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But she will call up like, can I get some help?
How far down is she?
She's
Yes.
probably been falling for like a minute.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Make another wisdom
I've been
save.
falling for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Imagine just keep falling.
She's gone. We don't know where she is.
Veridir fell to a different elemental plane.
I mean, you probably wouldn't fall to a different elemental plane. Maybe you can fall to like the hells.
oh,
Veridir is in hell now, guys. Have to take
Nah.
a trip to hell to save her.
So
No, she'll
just
just fight her
roll
way
another
out
wisdom save.
single-handedly.
Oh
That is
my.
a 2 for a total of
Yeah.
3.
Okay.
So Aurora is very skilled in this, and
This is
upon
nice.
hearing this, she does fly down as the storm, is looming on the horizon, and she will be able to catch up. She seems slightly faster than all of you in this space.
This is
That's
this is
good.
this is her this is her jam. We know.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you'd think my cloud giant rune would help me out here, but nope, it
I was gonna try to cast
Doesn't-
fly on you, but
doesn't help me at all with any of this. Actually, now that I'm reading it,
No, I don't think it would.
does some other cool shit, but nothing to do
Um,
with not falling.
Yeah, so she flies down to you, well, at least close enough to you, and you see she creates almost like a lash out of wind itself, and is pulling you in her direction.
Get lassoed.
Yeah, you basically get wind lassoed, and yeah, that's enough for
Yeehaw.
you to actually like sit down for a moment as you're like starting to fly up. Now, you think back into your mind, and you stop yourself from falling. But you're now, you fell for like a minute. So
Now you gotta climb back up.
Nice.
also she had to fly down.
It's gonna
So
take
yeah,
a little bit.
you're probably like 3 minutes away from the party. Not gonna lie.
Nice.
So yeah.
But then by the time they get back, then we look back at the cloud, all dramatic, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you finally get back, and the cloud is even closer.
All right, that was not a smooth start, but we never have those actually, so it's okay.
It's the
Nobody tell you yesterday I felt so much.
To be fair, I got caught too. I got caught. Yeah, I would have failed too for a while, most likely.
Fairdeer's girlfriend who can fly would be very disappointed. She is made of clouds and would look at her giant small girlfriend like, how could you do this?
Yeah, you're representing me.
I expected more.
I expected more out of you. We gotta work on it. We'll work on it. Oh man. Okay, guys, we gotta talk to a storm cloud.
Mhm. So, with that, we
Who speaks
we end.
Orin?
Oh, oh,
Ace
We're
who
missing
speaks
somebody.
Orin.
I know we're missing someone.
Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if anyone speaks Primordial, that covers Orin.
Yeah,
Mush, do you speak primordial?
I speak Terran.
Oh no.
Hey, Seer, do you have tongues?
I mean,
Hey, Senti speaks Primordial.
yeah, I mean, I knew
Robot
Senti
will
did.
speak for us.
It's crazy because like the way that some people have described the way that the elemental languages work was like so weird to me because some people treat it as a dialect and some treat it as like completely different languages.
I think, like, officially it's
Um,
just that they're different dialects.
So like basically there's like different versions of English. So like you have like American English, then like more
I feel like
like
it's more
Like
kind
Europe.
of like.
I think it's more like
Sorry, I'm
Spanish.
interrupting.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Can
yeah,
I posit something?
Where like Spain Spanish, Mexico Spanish, you know, like different types
yeah,
of it, but it's still all Spanish.
yeah. But like some of the words will change and the
Yeah.
tone. Yeah,
I
all
feel like
depends.
it's kind of like primordial is like Latin,
Yeah, that's the
and
main
then
way I
like
think about it.
Karen, Orin, and all those others are just kind of like languages derived from Latin. So if
Yeah.
you know Latin, you can kind of know a lot of
Exactly.
romantic languages, at least
Ancient
enough to like
Greek.
understand what someone is saying.
Yeah, like you can get like the basics. You can get the basics of what the message is instead of
Yeah.
all the nuances.
Mm-hmm.
It's also weird how Terran like uses the dwarvic runic system. Like it's all weirdly connected.
Yeah, the
The-
way they connect them.
The
Yeah,
writing system makes no sense for most languages.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
It's like I feel like they were just tired and didn't want to make up new writing things. They're like, all
I
right,
don't know.
all
Actually,
of these use Dwarvish, all of these use Elvish, a couple of them
actually,
use like friggin' Draconic, and that's it. No more for you.
when
Only
I
this.
actually the dwarves part kind of makes sense because dwarves are like their origin is actually through Earth though. They were molded from stone, weren't they? Is that how dwarves were made in D and
Like
D?
the Amazons.
It was
I
clay.
think,
Yeah, they're made from
I know.
clay.
I think. Yeah.
I know. It was similar.
So like it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense for some of it, just not all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the writings is just like, oh, you couldn't think of nothing else, huh?
Just make it canon that writing doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know.
There is no written history, it's all oral history. If anyone forgets something, it's lost to the ages.
Why not just make primordial its own writing system, and then all of the sub languages of primordial use that writing system, but spell things completely differently?
Well, why would a primordial ever need to write something down?
True.
How do they write stuff down?
I feel like then
would.
like the like the writing system of these languages is like just people who translated for them. They're like you have to find some way.
Yeah, it's probably like a mitosis memory thing where like new elementals just have the same knowledge as the other ones.
That's
If
terrifying.
anything, the elementals are probably like, oh, we gotta go ahead and do this writing stuff for these, these fleshies,
Fleshies.
these fleshies.
That is a slur.
The skin bags.
the the fleshies, yeah.
Yeah, don't call the gargantuan storm elemental a fleshy
Yeah, don't do that.
or yeah.
And if he calls us fleshies, let's just let it slide.
Yeah, just don't
Yeah,
say anything.
You say
There's this
nothing.
one. There's one.
He is
There's one of the-
he is a
When you are
storm.
against a giant entity, you take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
every,
I
every
think-
once in a while, you got to deal with the racism. Every once in a while.
You shouldn't have to.
No.
Asif would be so mad, but she's like,
Asif is just like Asif just summons lightning. He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill this thing.
Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna shoot this cloud with lightning. She
Ace of
wouldn't-
Lands.
she wouldn't-
She
she
shoots
wouldn't
it with all of her
stop to
lightning
think of
attacks.
the logic. She would just do it, and it would have no effect because it's lightning.
Everybody just looked at her.
Yeah,
Try some thunder damage on this cloud.
Wait, but
it's a storm.
Most effective damage type.
Also,
Yeah.
hold on. Let me.
That doesn't work. I have a sword.
She has a great sword.
Jesus.
It's true.
I will say, just to get it out there, just by looking at the storm, you think it's about 8 miles in diameter.
Jeebus.
Guys, yeah, this we don't want to fight.
That is large.
I won't be doing any talking, but I'm glad I got those 3 levels in Bard.
Oh man, I got to do all the talking. I got to do majority of the talking anyway.
Cynthia's gonna be our translator.
Right. That's.
Unless it speaks common, like it's talked to.
Yeah, it's talk.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless she knows Orin.
Yeah.
Which is very possible. Very possible.
So, thank you all for playing tonight. I do have to
Thank
get going.
you.
Understandable.